Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name's Max, and I'm back with another Pauper League, and I'm going to be playing this Boros Initiative deck again. I've played it once on my channel. That's youtube.com/snapbolt. So if you want to see the first league, go check it out. It was a pretty fun one. But I'm back after a little bit of a hiatus, and I am just stoked to play some more Pauper. I played this deck once again off stream recently and got another 5-1. So, spoiler for the first league, if you are going to go back and watch it, I was 5-0 in that league. And then the last league I played, I 5-0'd. And I think I played one more league in between as well off stream. And I believe I was 4-1. It was a couple months ago, so I'm not certain. But I think I'm 14-1 overall with this deck. And this deck honestly just feels like it has answers to everything. The initiative is really strong. The Cleansing Wildfire package is nice, but let me do a breakdown of the deck. I'm going to go through a deck tech and then we're going to get right into a league. So this deck is titled Boros Initiative. The game plan of the deck is to use Goliath Paladin to take the initiative and step through the dungeon, along with Palace Sentinels. And then the main plan behind that is to protect the initiative with Prismatic Strands, which is just really well positioned in the format right now, because they can't take the initiative if they don't hit you. So a lot of times you can put Strands in the graveyard, and then cast Sentinels or Goliath Paladin, which are white creatures, and then you can just protect them and the Monarch or initiative that way with Strands. That was the basic idea behind the brew. Now, to go along with that, what are we doing? We're a Cleansing Wildfire bridge deck, so this is Rampant Growth draw card with a bridge out. And I think this is actually a really good Wildfire deck because look at all these expensive cards we have in the deck. These are really mana hungry. So having a way to ramp is really nice. Not only that, but we're also an Ephemerate deck, similar to Black White Ephemerate. So being able to loop in the late game with Ardent Elementalist and Ephemerate, in some matchups, getting back Cleansing Wildfire can be really good. If you're playing against Gates, if you're playing against Tron, looping Cleansing Wildfire is a good way to win those types of matchups in the late game. Then we just have like kind of like a nice creature suite of Spirited Companion, Inspiring Overseer to cantrip, Dawnbringer Cleric just as a utility creature, which is well positioned right now against red and just, good overall, has a lot of utility, like I said. And then our removal spells, a little more varied than before. 3 Bolt, 1 Electrickery, just like having one of this effect in the main deck. We see a lot of cards, so just being able to find one is really nice and then get it back potentially with the Elementalist. That's why more variety is better. 1 Abrade for the same reason, 2 Journey to Nowhere, then 2 copies of Faithless Looting looks weird, but you don't want to just go down on cards a lot of times, but you do want to looting Strands into the graveyard. But unlike the old Boros bully decks, you don't have like a million things you want to discard. So that's the reason for 2 looting over 4. And then the biggest downside of the deck, the biggest downside, is actually our mana is really bad. Our If you look at it, we're just basically playing 5 duels with 4 Rustvale Bridge, 1 Boros Garrison. Everything else only produces 1 color for our deck, whether it's these basics, this white bridge, whoops, I just cut it. I'll have to add that back in a second, or these green-red bridges. And you'll notice we have way more red bridges because you want even red bridge, plus Cleansing Wildfire. You can find your white source that way. So that's why we have those bridges. But again, the mana is really bad because we only have 5 duels where a lot of decks play 8 or more. I think this bridge was I was playing a green-white bridge. Just add that back in. Okay. And then in the sideboard, I've made just a couple changes since last time as well. 2 Irration Cleric, I think it is. I was playing Lone Missionary, but that dies to a lot more. This is a better blocker against 1/1s. So I'm going to try the Cleric. Not the biggest fan of that card, but I think it's necessary right now. You can go up to 4 Cleric, classic 4 Dust to Dust, and then also a Gorilla Shaman. So a lot of hate for affinity, even though there's not that much affinity in the leagues. 4 Pyros and a couple Breath Weapons. So without further ado, let's get right into the league, shall we? All right, welcome to the first of 5 rounds. We're against Folero. They mulligan to 6. Let's fix that. Our hand's pretty bad, but I'm going to keep. We don't have any 2-drops or early removal spells, but we have a lot of lands to get up to these paladins. We have something that cantrips. Opponent mulligans to 5 here. And we're against red. What a surprise. They are on a mulligan to 5. We have no early plays, though. We could certainly still lose here, especially if we just don't draw 1 or 2 drop here. They just bolt, hit us for a million here. No bolt? Okay. Just gonna fire off this looting. And probably play another tap land, unless we find anything to do. I think I can discard 1 paladin and a tap land. And then just play another red-white bridge. They're not really doing anything yet in the festivities. Well, it's actually good that they played that now rather than next turn. They only have 1 card left. We're at 12. This isn't too bad. Oh wow. It's tempting to wildfire now, but I think I'll just play Overseer. And if they just attack with both, I will block. Because they can like just bolt me and then I still save 2 damage. Gonna have to start doing stuff at some point. They have 0 cards left. We're at 8. I don't hate this. I think it's just too risky to give them the Monarch by just jamming Palace Sentinels. So just gonna start on Wildfire here. There's another Wildfire. All right. Oh, there's the Dawnbringer. We have a Dawnbringer from right now, so we just have to not die this turn, which is, I think, pretty likely unless they draw like a Ren's Resolve. Oh no. Now they have 8 Reckless Impulses. We're in trouble. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're not. Oh, they just went for Reckless Impulse instead of Kessig. I think that's. Oh man, we just die. Oh my god. And that is why the red deck is really good. Mulligan to 5, but then just draw infinite. Damn. Okay. That was rough. This looks like the more burn version. I don't think they have like the go wide strategy, so I don't think we want breath weapon. So I think we'll just take these 4 cards, and then I think I like to side out a lot of the slower stuff. Guess a braid is fine too. I can side out 1 ephemerate. Maybe it's good with all our gain life ETB stuff. Can side out 1 companion. Can go just down to 2 Goliath Paladin. It costs 5 mana. Or I can side out Stonehorn Dignitary entirely. Maybe that's better. I mean, that was a bad keep. Not necessarily that the keep was bad, but the hand wasn't good, and then it also didn't progress well because we didn't draw any early plays, which is what we wanted with that hand, especially against turn 1 Swiftspear. So just kind of a rough start there. Let's go game 2. All right, we're on the play. All right, this looks a lot better. We have a Strands, which we're hopefully going to be able to hard cast. We have a Dawnbringer Cleric to gain life by time. Our first draw just happened to be a little bit too clunky. That's the thing. I think our deck has a reasonable matchup against Mono Red, especially 4 Strands, and then we're going up to 4 Dawnbringer Cleric. We have 2 Irration Cleric. We have early removal. We have like pretty much all the tools we need, but Mono Red is just so strong now with so much card advantage. Similar to Affinity, these decks that have so much good card advantage, it's hard to deal with them because you bring in like the cards you want that are good against them, like for example our life gain cards, but then they just draw so many cards that it doesn't really matter that you found your answers to what they're doing because they just draw more threats that are good and more card advantage. You know, TS Mac, you're absolutely right. I should have cut the electricity, and I just forgot. So making some mistakes myself here. But I think we're still in a good position. I don't care about them just killing one of my lands. I'm not even going to attack because if they Swiss Spear, I might just block. We'll try to remember to cut the electricity for the next game. Let's kill that. I think just attack for one. No rush to to play this looting. I mean, I can play it next turn. Leave up hardcast strands. Okay, well, Shattering Blow, no targets. No more lands. I can Ren Resolve again next turn. Ooh, another strands. Might have to put one of these in the graveyard. We'll see. I think it's a little too greedy to not put one of these in the graveyard because if I put back, I could put back Prismatic Strands Plains, or how about this? I put back Prismatic Strands Bridge, and even though I don't get multiple red sources, then I can just play Plains, leave up Hardcast Strands this turn, and then next turn play Plains and Hardcast Paladin. Yeah, that's sweet. So now we have Hardcast Strands up from hand. We have Flashback Strands from the graveyard. And we can just hardcast Goliath Paladin next turn as well. There's a Swiss Spear. We're going to just block that. Oh, there's a Kessig. Now I'm debating whether I want to just cast Strands right now. And I don't think I do because we already have one in the graveyard. So I'm just going to cast Goliath Paladin. Ooh, Elementalist is good too. Still just going to Paladin. It's pretty safe with the Strands in the graveyard, I think. Plus just like a pretty huge board. And we're at 22. Another Ren's Resolve. I think we can just take one off the Flame Breather here. It's not even like we have to Strands this turn. Like even if they just Chain Lightning us, we could just have let that resolve. Now I'm just going to Forge onto the Paladin, start attacking with that. That puts a clock on them, and then we just have so much protection up. Just going to go Elementalist into Bolt on one of the Flame Breathers. And then just attack with this. Still have Strands up, flashback from the graveyard. Next turn we'll have Hardcast Strands up. They're probably losing this Chain Lightning. Guess I could have flashback Strands now, but I think it's fine to just take that 2 damage. Now they Chain Lightning face. So I can Strands to gain 5 life. I think it actually is worth it now. They could like Fire Blast us in response, but I think that's fine. So it's just Strands red. Can't copy it. I'll just trap them. Late to dinner. It's actually a good draw. You know what I'm actually going to do here? I don't really actually want to cast late to dinner even because I just want to leave up strands anyway. Strands in response to the bolt when they cast it. I think I'll just attack with just Paladin. And a reasonable line was attack with Elementalist, they block it, then I late to dinner it. But again, I'd rather just leave up strands, so no need. Oh, we could have actually killed if we did that. Attack with both of these. If they eat this, then we get back bolt, kill them. All right, so now I just cast strands right now and they can bolt for 5, but I don't think we're going to die. Oh, they let this resolve? So no red spells deal damage this turn. Strand's pretty busted card. So I'm going to attack with Paladin and Alchemist. I also get to draw an extra card. Journey to Nowhere and a Braid. All right, so now I can kill the Thermal Alchemist. And then they have to either take 2 off this or kill it. And then in which case we could set up Wait to Dinner, Elementalist plus Bolt. 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have enough mana to do all that. Okay, so this should do it now. And we just get back Bolt. Okay. Sweet. Maybe on the draw we like have a Stonehorn Dignitary over Goliath Paladin. Goliath Paladin was so good there. It's like it's a 3/6 that tutors a land and then next turn becomes a 5/8. That's so hard for them to deal with if we just have a strands in the yard. Oh, we're supposed to side out Electricity though. All right, let's bring in one Stonehorn because I could see Stonehorn loops being okay too. If they're the Kaldatha red version with like a lot of 1/1s and X2s, it's good to have all of these, but they haven't shown any of those anymore. Most people are on this version now, even though I actually think it's probably worse. I like the other version of red better. I mean, look at this. Just look at it. So much hate. Yeah, I think I was touching on it as well, that this deck is similar to Black White Ephemerate, but I actually think this deck is better than Black White Ephemerate. Because you have Ardent Elementalist to continue your Ephemerate loops. You have good removal in Bolt, and just the fact that you're a better. I don't even think that deck usually plays Prismatic Strands, but you're a good Strands deck. It's just so huge. You know what? I could play Rustvale Bridge, but then they showed that they were willing to bring in the Exile Target Artifact card, and I don't really want that to happen. I want to turn to a Ration Cleric. And I could still turn 2 Cleric, turn 3 Overseer, or turn 3 Strands, or turn 3 Tapland plus Wildfire. So I'm just going to play around the artifact removal spell. Okay. Just going to play my card. Paladin, fantastic draw. It's tempting to play Cleansing Wildfire next turn because we do have some good blockers. Ooh, Looting is a really good draw as well because we could put Strands in the graveyard if we want. Oh, and they weren't able to even cast um, Monastery Swiftspear here, so they're stuck on lands. That's critical to know about. I think I just go for the Wildfire now because now if they just like bolt me twice and deal me 8 damage, that's fine because then I can just slam Paladin or just I have like a ton of mana next turn. And if they want to kill my land now, it's not as brutal for me because I can still play a lot of other spells. Where if they killed my land on turn 2, I just play a land again and pass, and then they have potentially 3 mana. So I like waiting. Okay, they're looking for land. Hopefully they miss on land here. They hit it. They also hit the Shattering Blow, but again, I'm not too concerned about that now. See if they like bolt my Cleric or something. Ooh, Dawnbringer Cleric. I feel like it's a pretty reasonable time to just play Goliath Paladin and then start playing all my other good stuff after that. Like they're gonna probably want to just Shattering Blow my bridge, which is fine. And then I just start hitting with my 5/8 next turn. Like if they go land, Shattering Blow my land, double bolt my Paladin, I'm still fine because I still have this creature in play. Like it's hard for them to deal with all this stuff that I have. I'm still at 22. Sure, I could get like this bolted and then untap, double bolt, Swiss Spear, take the initiative, but that's a lot they have to have. I could have played it a little slower and just played like Dawnbringer Cleric this turn, leave up Strands, or played Dawnbringer plus Inspiring Overseer this turn. They're bolting me. That's actually a good sign, I think, because unless I die right now, I should be able to win. Synth. Another Thermal Alchemist. They're just going to play that. Okay, great. Yeah, now we just make a 5/8. That's hard for them to deal with. Also 5/8 Vigilance. This card's just really good. Another Strands. Let's go. So I think I like the line of play Dawnbringer Cleric, gain 2, play tap land, leave up Hardcast Strands, and attack with my 5/8. I don't even need to looting the Strands into the yard, I don't think. They're under a lot of pressure from this Paladin. They can, I'm sure, easily read that we have Strands. So, just going to play it now. They could play an instant right now and hit for a bunch. Lava Dart. Oh god, they're going off. This is one reason why we may have wanted a Faithless Looting one strand into the graveyard to play around this sort of effect. But oh my god, I misclicked. I wasn't meaning to do that. Let's see if they notice. I'm just gonna click fast, hope they don't play spells here. Okay. Whew. So that misclick only cost us 1 damage there, I think. But still really scary. So I could arena them, but I think I just want to trap and just increase my clock here. There's Bolt. That's huge. That is huge. think I'd just rather bolt an alchemist, even though they can chump. I'm not too concerned with them chumping. This deals more damage because it can ping, and it's more annoying with strands. So let's see. Could also potentially go for a win by like I could just start by just attacking with Paladin. They're probably going to go to 5, and then I could just cast Faithless Looting. If I find Bolt, I win. Kind of like that. I'm gonna do that. Okay, we didn't, but we did find a Ration Cleric. So I actually don't think I need more than 2 strands here. So I think I can just discard strands, planes. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I think it's safer also to just play a Ration Cleric instead of Inspiring Overseer. I suppose I could have discarded this, but I could have discarded Boros Garrison as well to have 1 more mana this turn, but I still think I should be able to win most likely. Let's go white, white, Cleric. And then Bolt and Alchemist. And then play Boros Garrison. Bounce a land that we'll probably discard next turn. And I think we should be able to win from here. All right, I'll just let this Thermal Alchemist trigger resolve if they want it to resolve. Sure. Now I'll just strands. Okay, it's actually pro red this time. Whew, that was scary last time. Steering Blaze. Cast Thermal Alchemist. That is scary. Get to draw an extra card here though. Okay, we can keep drawing cards. Or we can Faithless Looting. I guess Faithless Looting is just slightly more efficient to start with. All right, there's a pup and some more lands. I think I'll just discard Wildfire land. Let's play Overseer to gain a life. Another strands. We won't be able to cast this one quite yet. But we're going to cast the next one from graveyard in response to this Searing Blaze, most likely. Yeah, they're going to chump. I'll play a pup. And start attacking with everything. Next turn. Ooh, there's Ephemerate. I wonder if we want to just strands on their upkeep. I think we do. They can hit us for 2 here, or Searing Blaze for 1 to hit us for like 4. But then we have another strands in hand. Yeah, so they're Searing Blazing right now. I guess maybe I should have waited for that. It's actually a lot. Okay, now I pro red. They don't have a spell, they're just dead. Okay. Flame Breather, pass. We also get to trigger Throne. Maybe find a life gain creature. I think we can just get Elementalist to get Bolt and then win that way. Still at 11 with Strands. Nice. Sweet. Continue the streak with this deck. This deck's been incredible. Let's go round 2. All right, welcome to round 2. This hand's actually a mulligan. Plains, looting, and then 3 drops and a 5 drop. Doesn't work. Let's ship. This hand's much better. Should put back one of these bridges. Are we against the mirror? Gotta play Mountain Wildfire next turn. I wonder what other deck plays Rust Over. Just like another, maybe Boros Synth we're against. Okay. All right, Cleansing Wildfire Mirror. They're the blue version though. And we're on the draw on a mulligan. Not the best situation for us overall. Gonna try to play quickly here. We do have Dust Dust we can bring in if we want to, which I think we probably do want to. All right, I think maybe I actually go for Companion, because then I can just threaten to Ephemerate the Companion. And then I can like Wildfire next turn, where if I Wildfire, if it just gets countered, it's kind of annoying. They might not even counter this. Another Ephemerate. I think I am going to go for it, but maybe I don't need to, because I could protect my Companion with Strands potentially. And like in that sense also protect the Ephemerate. Let's see what they do. Maybe they'll just play like an Archaeomancer to get back Wildfire or something. Gonna try to stay up on time here if I can in this matchup. So if they just bolt here, I mean, just so likely that they have blast or bolt. I'm just not gonna do it actually. All right. Let's just get more mana. There's counter. There's bolt. Let's just get another plains. Draw a card. Get another land. Okay. So now we're ahead on mana. We have one more pup plus double Ephemerate and Strands to protect it potentially. I'll have Moe de-Ephemerate. Jeez. That's going to be tough. It's a lot better than our pup Ephemerate here. Okay, Inspiring Overseer, not too bad. I think I'm going to lead on pup. Finding a removal spell for this would be huge, so we can exile their Ephemerate. Looks like not to be the case yet. Do I want to leave up Hardcast Strands plus Ephemerate here? Because they're just going to go Ephemerate on upkeep. I just don't think I can stop it. would be nice to get strands into the graveyard here. I think I'm going to do it. I can also just ephemerate my pup right now. Actually going to do that. Change my mind. And then maybe play another creature. So if they do kill one of my creatures, I can still ephemerate the other one. Okay. I'll just leave up ephemerate now. And I'll try to Dawnbringer Cleric, exile their ephemerate from their yard on my next turn. But we need to draw more cards here. They're way ahead on card advantage with Moe-D Ephemerate. Okay, it's worst case scenario for us. Now this is probably gonna get countered too. Or just another removal spell. We're gonna lose this game for sure now. Probably should have just left up strands like I originally planned to, but I didn't do it, so try to keep fighting. That is a great draw. Fantastic draw. Exile Ephemerate from their yard. I'm not going to just try to play Elementalist yet. We also have quad Pyroblast for this matchup, or for these types of matchups. Just going to exile Counterspell from their yard as well. Pass the turn. Brainstorm resolves. Yeah, and it's good to be streaming again. I just figured I'd fire off a stream today. Play League here. I'm pretty hyped about this deck. Even though this matchup does look tough. They're kind of a similar deck, but they have like better blue card draw than us. Cleansing Wildfire, sure. It's a Brainstorm Shuffle right there too. It's pretty nice. I'm not going to cast the strands. They're going to have counter for this. Just hope they don't. If they let it resolve and plan to like bolt it, it's so good for us. Fortunately, not the case. Now it's 6 cards to 1. That Fire Ice just absolutely wrecked us. I was thinking if they have like a removal spell for one of our creatures, we fight over it with Ephemerate, then they need 2 more. But because they had the 2-for-1 removal spell, it was just brutal. I'm ahead on time by like a minute, but opponent's playing pretty fast here. Also don't want to use this strand because we could protect the Monarch and or initiative if we're able to resolve it. They're gonna draw 2, yeah. Unintentional feed, nice username by the way. I just like so want to concede. Just get me out of this game. I think that should be enough. Let's see what they get back. Counter. Yeah. All right. Let's just go to the next one. That was brutal. All right, let's bring in Pyroblast. And I think 2 or 3 Dust to Dust. But I don't think all of them. Exiling cards from their yard is good, but it's not like incredible. Journey is okay if it resolves, but they could potentially have Dombringer Clerk in their deck too, which kills Journey, which is kind of risky. Maybe we just bring in all the Dust to Dust and try to mana through them, actually. I don't hate it. Strands is also kind of weak. Yeah, I think this is a good plan, actually. Two Dawnbringers, plenty. The Faithless Lootings are fine. The Strands are pretty weak, but it's something that we can discard to these Lootings along with lands. And just like discarding a Strands and then just like playing a Goliath Paladin with Pyroblast backup seems like a good plan in the matchup. And the alternative plan, just like killing all their lands and mana and like color screwing them, mana screwing them, is a really good plan as well, I think. They might have Dust to Dust as well, but us being a two-color deck, we're less likely to get color screwed by that, but still. All right, let's go game two. Got them all. This hand's also pretty bad, but I think we should keep with the looting. I can put back a land. I can put back a late to dinner. Opponent's on a mulligan as well. Yeah, this hand is just rough. Yep, you need Dust to Dust to play Pauper. There's definitely problems in the format. It's like Affinity and Mono Red are both just like so incredibly like main well-known decks. People bring 8 or 9 sideboard hate cards for them. They still do well, and people think it's fine. It's like, yeah, it's fine to have to play 4 Dust to Dust in your deck. Okay, so I kind of actually like discarding Bridge here, because then we can't get dusted. I guess I could discard Ephemerate Bridge to have more mana. I only have 1 red source then, but I think that's probably okay. It's just so much better to discard land if I just draw like, even 1 more land. It's kind of clunky, but I'm going to do this. They also didn't play a bridge on turn 1, which is interesting. Obviously, this is bad if we don't draw any lands, but I think it's worth it. We kind of need to like get card advantage somehow. See if they counter pop. Nice. Nice. Drawing the land is good as well. I'm going to save the Ephemerate because if they want to fight over it on their turn, I'll be able to resolve Palace Sentinels, which might be good enough. Yeah, because now I can Ephemerate end of turn. If they want to counter, sure. Then I just get to jam Sentinels. Check on the pup. He's sleeping. Took him on a walk earlier. Swiped. Okay, they're letting it resolve. They're too scared of what we could do. We get to draw another card. Ooh, wow. I think I really like just play Inspiring Overseer and then likely play Boros Garrison. We play around them going Plains Death to Dust on us. And if we Palace Sentinels, almost assuredly they're just going to counterspell it. Felt like they had it, they were just waiting. And if they don't counter this, then that's fine too. Okay. Can also just Boros Garrison bounce at planes. I like that. Now, if they just play another bridge, it's so good for us. I mean, I'm sure they could counter this Dust to Dust as well, but maybe not. Augur. Reveal Ephemerate. And play another bridge. Nice. Now I'm going to play Plains to play around Spell Pierce. Because I have 4 mana right now, I need to go up to 5. Alright. Plan working perfectly so far. Likely just jamming Palace Sentinels here now. See what we draw. Another companion, that's good. So I can just jam Sentinels plus companion. Could attack for 1, but I just don't think I need to. Bolt, fine draw. Elementalist, fantastic draw. That's kind of what we were looking for. Now we can get back Dust to Dust. So they could bolt this. Just try to get that Augur off the table. They could like Fire Ice my pups or something. It's fine. Just Ephemerate right now, sure. Revealing Bolt. Okay. Dawnbringer Cleric. I kind of like just Bolt on their Augur right now. And then they can counterspell it. That's fine if they do. Blue blast it. That's fine too. Wonder if they're gonna have Spell Pierce. See if they're F6'd. Looks like no. I think they do have Spell Pierce. Oh, they have another Blue Blast. Jeez, that's bad. So now I think I save these bridges to discard to looting, or not because I have the Monarch. Okay. I think we're still doing okay, just because we have the Monarch and they don't. They have a Bolt in hand that we know about. So they have Bolt, Behold, and 2 other cards, plus a card that they draw. So Bolt, Behold, 3 cards. Foretell. Sure. There's a pup. Let's just lead on Wildfire. Could have led on pup. I'm not sure what's better. Ooh, there's a Pyroblast. That's really nice. All right, now I'll pup. Then I'll Dawnbringer exile their Ephemerate from the yard, I think. Maybe I just play around Spell Pierce. Just continue to play around Pierce. Yeah. I like that. I mean, sitting here with the Monarch's got to be good. If they Behold, maybe I just counter that. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Just not let them get anything going while we're just sitting here. with the Monarch. Brainstorm, it's a good card. We still have a Lightning Bolt in hand. We just have so much more mana than them this game. I can late to dinner the Elementalist, get back late to dinner. Cast Archaeomancer. See if they get back Ephemerate. They get back Behold. Okay, it's fine. All right, just gonna start making some plays here because I don't have infinite time in the matchup. I can get back Ephemerate here though. Yeah, that's game. Okay, nice. Yeah, all the creatures in this deck essentially are cantrips, except for Dawnbringer Cleric, which just gives you so much value that it's almost like drawing a card. But everything else, this draws a card on end step when you become the Monarch, this draws a land, and then continues to provide, these all obviously continue to provide advantage. This draws a card from the graveyard. So pretty much every single thing cantrips in this deck. I think we just stay on the dust to dust plan. Quad Pyroblast, like blue decks aren't such a huge part of the metagame anymore because there's just so much affinity in red. But when you get paired up against these type of blue decks or the Tolarian Terror, Gurmag Angler type of blue decks, you just really like having four Pyroblast compared to like two is such a big difference. And Harry, no, Strands is not very good. I sided two of them out, but I think having a couple is okay because they're good to discard to looting. They can be good at protecting the Monarch and the initiative as well. So having just a couple, I think, is okay. I think it's better than having like so many Dawnbringer Clerics, because when you have too many of this card, it's just not good early. It's like, sure, it can exile a card from the yard, but overall just kind of rough there. Stonehorn also not good. A Ration Cleric obviously not good. Yeah, two copies of looting, and again, there's just nothing else that we really want. So these would probably be the next cuts. All right, let's go game 3. 7 looks really bad, and this 7 looks really bad. They keep 7. We got a mulligan, which doesn't work. This is where our mana is bad. I don't think we can keep this hand. I mean, we could just hope to draw planes. How many white source do we actually have in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. 12 white sources. We have 12 out of 53. We're on the draw. We're already on a mulligan. Let's see. Our population size is 53. Number of success, what did I say? 11. Our sample size, we need to draw a white source, preferably untap, but we'll take any in the top 2. Number of success. Should I just decline these cookies? Is that what's going on? Just failing on stream doing this. There we go. So the chance that we have one or more is only 37.5%. That's not very high. I'm like, did I do that correctly? That's pretty low. Like, our mana is so bad. Do we have 11 sources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. We have 12 sources. 4, 5, 6. We have 12. It's not going to change it that much. 40% to draw any white source by turn 2. And we have 55% to draw a white source by turn 3. That's pretty bad. But are we going to win with a 5? Maybe. Because if our 5 is like a cleansing wildfire plus dust to dust hand, I think we have a better chance. I mean, this is obviously better. We'll keep. I think we just put back looting bolt here and then just go for power. Hope to resolve this wildfire. It's going to be rough though. If they like revoke existence us, we're also going to lose, but okay. Okay, drawing a land was good. I think I just want more white sources here. All right, Paladin was good as well. If we draw untapped land, I'm going to jam a 4-drop. If not, we can't really do anything. Nice. Drew a spell, that was huge. See if they're too scared of pup, they counter it. They're not. Wow. They just do nothing and then they end of turn brainstorm. Why? They're going to end of turn brainstorm shuffle. Yeah. I mean, sure. I guess the way their deck is set up, they couldn't really cast more spells than that on their turn anyway, because they did want to leave up counter for like a Palace Sentinels or something. Now our best draw is probably Pyroblast. Depending on what they do, if they don't play a creature, maybe I lead with Ardent Elementalist, they counter it, and then next turn I can play Goliath Paladin or Palace Sentinels, try to resolve it. What is this? Cast Muldrifter? Okay. I mean, I can resolve Goliath Paladin, but they get to take the initiative. And then they can probably stop me from taking it back. I have 2 creatures, but they're going to be able to do a lot, I feel like. Man. I think the Monarch's even more risky than Goliath Paladin. Paladin is kind of hard for them to kill, though. And can they kill that plus Pup plus take the Monarch? Maybe, but maybe that's my best chance. Because if I Paladin and then I get to untap with Strands and I take back the initiative and then I get to Strands, I can protect it and win that way. I think that's my best chance. You usually want to just get a lot of planes out with this deck. It's obviously a pretty risky line that I took. They play a land, then take the initiative. We'll see if they can stop us from taking it back. What'd they get? Oh, wow. They got Island. And now we have Strands up. This is looking good. I don't know if they can kill both of these. Nice. I wonder if I want to Lost Well. Forging onto the Paladin, it's just going to be so hard for them to kill it. I can't quite play a 4-drop plus hardcast Prismatic Strands, so I guess I need to just play Dawnbringer Cleric. An interesting line would be Dust to Dust, one of my bridges and your bridge. We haven't seen Journey yet, but that deck often does run some number of Journey. They already Ash Baroned for Mountain. I just don't think I want to do that. I'm just going to play Dawnbringer. I could just not do anything to play around to Spell Pierce too. Let's just get this down. I can play and Flashback Strands if I have to. All right, I'm casting Strands. If they were going to remove the Dawnbringer, though, I could have always just cast Strands in response because I want to protect the initiative anyway here. So if they have double counter, sure, they take the initiative back, but then they have to use double counter. Okay. We protect the init. See if they have Journey. Not yet. I do play some Paper Pauper. Yeah, I haven't been playing much recently, but the store actually right around the corner from my house is moving to a new, nicer location. And I think they open today or tomorrow, Brute Force Games in San Diego. So I'm going to go check out their new location and play. I think I'm going to probably play this deck maybe in a week or so. All right, we get to trap them down to 11, and we have a lot of power in play too. How much mana do we have? 6 mana. Opponent deep in the tank. We're a little bit behind on time, but I don't think we're going to time out in this game. It's going to end before we would time out. We have plenty of time left. Yeah, Paper Popper's really fun. Oh, they play Plains. They had Plains. Okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't go for the Dust to Dust on both of us line. All right, let's trap them. Attack with everything. Oh, wow. Destroy evil. That's brutal for me. Okay. Crap you. Another dust. This is where having too many dust is really bad. All right, let's just go for Elementalist into Wildfire. They had the Blue Blast as well. Get them to 9. They take the init, forge onto their Moe-D. Probably. I guess they could lost well as well. Nice, that's cool. Yeah, I'd love to play in like a bigger Pauper tournament like Paupergeddon, but they don't really have anything like that around here. Yeah, they go for the Scry. I wonder if we can take it back again and draw a card. That'd be huge. They one top, one bottom. We could play some Relic in this deck, but it's not like these matchups are that common. Now we just went from feeling pretty good to really far behind with that Destroy Evil. I guess this is a card we could play one copy of. Kills Mirror Enforcer, kills enchantments. At least one copy in the sideboard would be decent. Scred my 1/3. One more removal spell is brutal. Yep. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. They left one on top and then what's it called? Played that Preordain. Jamming. All right, I'm gonna try to kill their Moe-D on upkeep. See what they choose. Probably just stash. Oh wow, they chose Arena. They're goading my thing. All right. Ah, they had the Blue Blast. Brutal. Okay, so they can attack, take the Monarch, but then they need another creature or an answer to the Palace Sentinels, or we threaten to take back both things. They played 1 Scred. They're going to end step, okay. Oh, Brainstorm on end step. It's a good sign for us. They have to find an answer in the top 3, I think. They didn't yet. Sorry about that. All right. Do I play Companion first? Don't think so. I'm not sure. What? This is gonna work? We get to draw a card here off Archives. I can't believe we hit there. Pyroblast. Let's go. Companion. There's Bolt. Perfect. Now play land, go to end step. And then on their upkeep again, I'll go for Bolt on Moe-D, but this time I'll also have Pyroblast backup. And Strands. Great draws. Nice. There's the blue blast. So I think I just go for Pyroblast on Moe D now. And then if this doesn't resolve, I'll go for Upkeep Strands blue, but it did. So now I'm just so far ahead again. Sick. Sick. Oh, destroy target enchantment. Got me, sure. But now with this Strands just looking good. They say suppose a lot of D2D dust to dust in hand. I say perhaps. They said bad card. Yeah, there's a risk to it. Like obviously we saw both examples of dust to dust. We saw in game two dust to dust be fantastic. In game three, we saw dust to dust at its worst. Opponent played around it pretty hard, and we got stuck with them in hand. Opponent's just salty right now. Just like, oh, I suppose you brought in four and it's so bad. It's like, I know that it can be bad sometimes, but it can be good other times. Smith like that. Love it. You love to see it. Just makes my day, honestly. It's like, what does this accomplish complaining to your opponent on Magic Online? Just so funny. This game's not even over yet. I mean, we're really far ahead, but uh, I guess just a huge paladin is good. GG. 6-9, nice. Sick. That was a really good match. I thought we were gonna lose this game three at multiple points. Maybe opponent wasn't that salty. They were just like kind of complaining, but I guess that is solid. But Pyroblasts were great. When we ripped like Pyroblast into Bolt into Strands, that was a pretty insane sequence. I like played pretty brazenly from behind by just jamming Paladin, jamming Sentinels when I knew my opponent was going to take the initiative and probably take the Monarch from me. But I had to take that line in order to, I think, get to a winning position. Otherwise, I think I would have lost. So, pretty sick. All right, see you for round three. All right, welcome to round three. We're 2-0 with Boros and It. Man, we have seen some really awkward sevens with this deck so far. I think we have to mulligan. Plains, Wildfire. Even if we draw Mountain, we don't really do anything. And our mana is bad. Like, we, again, have probably a low percentage chance to draw Mountain. It's like probably in the top two draws, probably like a similar percentage chance in the 35 to 40 range, maybe a little higher, but I'm going to mulligan. All right, I mean, this is a lot better. Is it? It's actually not very good. I guess I just put back a 5-drop, keep the Strands, and then I could try to turn 4 Sentinels with Strands in the yard. See what we're up against in the 2-0 bracket here. Oh, opponent just passed their turn. That sucks. They say LOL shit in the chat. All right. Let's just keep playing our game. They discard land. Do I want double sentinels? Do I risk discarding a land and not drawing a land? Definitely discarding strands. I feel like strand sentinels has to be the discard. But I can looting again next turn potentially if I don't have to bolt. I discard forest. I wonder if they're elves or Ponza maybe. Looks like Ponza. Well, our lands are indestructible, so that's good. Really looks like Ponza. Oh man. I'm gonna Cleansing Wildfire them. This way we don't get land destruction next turn and I can just jam Sentinels. And now if they just go Forest Arbor, I can bolt it. These misclicks are so bad when you just pass your turn one. It's like you're just playing from so far behind. This game's not over though. It's a good draw. Now you just feel so safe playing a Palace Sentinels with the strands in the yard. It's like, what are they going to do? Also note snow-covered lands, so they likely do have Scred in their deck. Definitely something to watch out for. Jewel Thief. Okay, well, we can kill that. Journey to Nowhere. Great draw in this matchup as well. I think I'm just going to lead on Overseer and then most likely Bolt. And then I think no attack is necessary. We just want to win the long game. I don't know. Maybe attacking for 2 was good there because I have strands, but maybe some random haste creature I'm not thinking about they could have. I just don't think I need the 2 damage on them right now. I just need to guarantee protect the Monarch and have more like ways to flashback strand and have a blocker. All right. It's annoying, especially because we're kind of land light this game. And we were 1 mana off this. Another Ephemerate though. Only 1 white source right now. Could have attacked for 4. Maybe I should be a little more aggressive here. Maybe I should have cast looting. Dang, this is going pretty awkward. Ponza is ponzing us. We do only have 20 lands, but we've drawn a lot of extra cards. Arbor, okay. I can journey that if I have to. Maybe they don't have any more lands. Looks that way. Thermal Color Star land, sure. Yeah, they're stuck on mana too. Alright, get to draw another card here. Land is good. I think I want to just... Do I want to Ephemerate right now? I don't think so. I'll just journey and pass. I guess I can attack, especially with this Ephemerate in hand as well. Just never going to have the mana to cast that strand, so I'm actually happy to discard it. All Alright, they're thermal karsting us. It's fine. I think we can go for Ephemerate here, and if they go for Bolt, then I'll just use one of my strands. This seems fine. So I get to draw more cards to find more lands here. Opponent with only 3 cards in hand as well. Cleansing Wildfire is great. Not a land, but kind of. Other strands, it's actually really good. I think I can attack. Just discard this strands here. We're gonna have to discard 2 cards. Oops. Can just discard something expensive, I think. All right, they're close to boarding party territory. And I can see, nice. Ponza, I feel like should be a good matchup, right? I think Dawnbringers are kind of annoying for their Utopia Sprawls. I think we don't want to change too much. Electrickery actually seems fine. Can just kill Arbor Elf and kill multiple Arbor Elves. I usually play Bolt in Ponza, but they obviously had Scred, which is, I think, better for them in this matchup specifically, but I think it's fine for us. We could just go bring in 2 Dawnbringer, cut 2 Prismatic Strands, and call it a day. I mean, having too many Dawnbringers not that good, but it's still just like a gain 2. And if I am able to nab Utopia Sprawls with it, it's really good. It's just like a body that gets in the way. Strands is kind of clunky against them. Well, it is decent. Maybe we go 3 strands, 3 clerics. No, let's just try to kill their Utopia Sprawls. It's really annoying for them if I do that. All right, I'm gonna keep this. They also might have like artifact land removal in their sideboard, which they could bring in, which is awkward, but nothing we can really do about that. I'm gonna play my worst one, because if it does get removed, I'd rather them remove this one, I think. I want to just Dawnbringer this next turn. Jewel Thief? Yeah. Just like we drew it up. I do like playing Ponza though. It's a really fun deck. We'll take 3. 3/3 trample, pretty big on this board. Declaimer. We expected that. I don't think I really want to ephemerate right now. I could just play another bridge, leave up ephemerate, but I think I'd rather just garrison back my planes. Not get like hit by a second copy of Declaimer. I can just take some more damage here. Opponent's not doing that much yet. No blocks, we're at 14. I guess playing the garrison is pretty dang risky because they could just have like thermokarsted it. That was really bold by me, actually. That was maybe really bad. I'm gonna companion, leave up ephemerate here. If they want to use their treasure to like kill my companion, then they can. 3, 4, 5 mana they're at now. think I'll take 3 at least one more time. And maybe playing this was horrible. Number spider, I just don't care about that. If they had bolt, they didn't play it. Let's find some removal here. Goliath, Paladin, and Bolt. Kind of just what we asked for. So I can Bolt the Jewel Thief and then just play Dawnbringer Cleric. I can also play a pup, but having another bigger blocker seems good. If they draw a land, they can boarding party here. So I may have made a mistake because potentially I was supposed to bolt this. Hard to say. They didn't have a land last turn and they need to have the boarding party as well, which is crazy, but I think some people don't play boarding party. Don't understand that. Yeah, they looks like they brought in all their deglamour effects, most likely. I'm fine with that. Maybe just jam Sentinels now, because if they go land boarding party, they're still not going to be able to get through this. Elementalist, good draw. Untap land for Goliath Paladin would be huge. Because then we get another land and we get a 3/6 in play, which is just really nice. Another Penumbra Spider. I'd never like this card. Look how like low impact it is here. It's like, sure, they can stop this from attacking, but I don't need to really attack to win. Nice, let's go. I think that should probably do it. Because now even if they draw on tap land for boarding party, it's too late, I think. Get mountain here. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I think this deck is really, really strong. Like, I played some sporadic leagues spread out, and I was just doing so well with the deck, and now I continue to do well. Yeah, and here's the boarding party I was talking about this whole time. Yeah, just deck feels fantastic. Into another visionary, sure. I also don't have a red source right now. If they attack with this, I'll block with these two, I think. Oh, wow. So I get to kill a Penumbra Spider for free, basically. I can go chump, trade one of these. I guess my Palace Sentinels for this, and then eat this for free. And then I just lose my pup, which is fine. And now we're just monarching and initiativing here. Yeah, Bolt and Strands is just a good place to be. Strands specifically, I think, is just so well positioned against red, but also against the other decks. And then Strands, using it as a fog to protect the Monarch and the initiative, is a really good strategy. All right, let's forge onto our Goliath Paladin to have a huge thing. Another tap land. I have a lot of options this turn. I think I like play Mountain, Elementalist back, Ephemerate, get back Bolt, Bolt, Llanowar Visionary. That's just so much value. Get back Fem. Back bolt, bolt, attack for 5. We won't be able to discard this strands, but that's okay. We can just trap them next turn. Oh, thanks, Iceman. I think I blocked them as well, but appreciate that. I just saw your message. Thing is, with this deck, you certainly, oh wow, nice. You certainly still can lose to Affinity, even with 4 Dust to Dust, because, I mean, Affinity can definitely beat multiple Dust to Dusts. Um, so you may want even more Artifact Hate, if that's the case. All right, let's go Ephemerate, get back Ephemerate. Oh, they're shredding right now. All right, I guess I'll bite and all strands. Strands red. I just don't want to lose my Ephemerate loop here. Cleansing Wildfire. It's not bad. I could attack with Goliath Paladin, and then if they trip block, I could flashback strands, pro green, and just kill the Avenging Hunter, and then blink my Goliath Paladin. I don't really want to even flashback strands, but I kind of feel like I have to do that. Plus, I have 8 cards in hand. It's pretty risky for them to go for the trip block, I feel like. But they might do that. Maybe they just chump it. Okay, they are going for this. So let's order that first. Okay, and then strands using the Goliath Paladin because I'm going to flicker it to take back the init. No damage from green happens this turn. Kill the hunter. And ephemerate the paladin right now. I'll trap them. I don't hate going for a faithless looting here as well. I think we just discard double bridge. And then I think I'm going to play pup actually. These should be really good. Nice. I mean, I think this deck I think is competitive with Kaldatha red or like just the new mono red burn decks and Affinity, but I don't think you're like a huge favorite. I think you're like decent in those matchups, but I can't say that like you're gonna crush Affinity every time because that's kind of nonsense to say. All right, yeah, they just concede. They hit Sprawl off boarding party. I mean, we had so many cards. We had the initiative plus the Monarch. We were just gonna like maybe play double Stonehorn next turn. That would have been game. GG's. They missed their first turn, game 1, which was rough for them. But yeah, 3-0. Deck's feeling great. We'll see everybody in round 4. All right, welcome back to round 4. We're in Dean Machine. We keep having these horrible 7-card hands. The deck is relatively inconsistent. I'll keep this. Put back Stonehorn or Strands. I think I want all my card draw. Definitely want these 5 cards just so I can start, drawing, like looping, digging deeper. And then which one of these is better? Probably Strands. I think Strands is just more applicable across more matchups. Even though Stonehorn kind of looked better in this hand specifically, I'm not sure that it was. Are we against Ponza again? Kind of feels like it. Maybe not. Oh, Boggles? Boggles with no 1-drop into 2-drop enchant creature? Boggles is just a fantastic matchup. They can't beat the Strands loop, so we're already in a good spot. Because, I mean, I guess post board they can if they have like damage can't be prevented spell, but yeah, we have Stonehorn, which is incredible. We have Strands, which is incredible. We have Quad Dawnbringer Cleric to go up to, which is really incredible. And yeah, like opponent kept this hand, but they're attacking for 2 lifelink. Like we just don't care about that at all. Just gonna keep doggoing. Yeah, just gonna block Ephemerate. Sure. They do have 2 different color creatures now, which is kind of annoying. But nothing we can't beat. No fight spell, so that's good. Journey for this, nice. We don't need to journey yet as well. We're not in a rush to. They're not really doing anything yet. Draw for turn. So I can play land, play pup. I can also just play land, pass with Strands up. Then I threaten to like double block a scout. I can also just put Strands in my graveyard that way. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Epicure seems it's fine. Definitely. I can't Strands Pro White on this, which is annoying. But I can Strands Green and then just eat this. So then I just take 3 down to 12. Do I want to chump this? Or I guess I can kill this. Yeah, I like this, because then I can journey this. Yeah. Sweet. I still have 1 doggo left over right now. Ooh, Goliath Paladin, fantastic draw as well. Let's go dog into journey into Tapland. We have 1 card left in hand. It's probably just like a land. This is the enchantment you control, but these are actually enchantments on the battlefield. I think next turn I'll also just chump while it doesn't have trample and then just save my Strands for later. 18/18. Definitely just going to chump that. You just double check. First strike hexproof. That's the only abilities that it has, right? They're going to gain infinite life, but that's fine. Looting, that's fine as well. It's just Paladin. get mountain. Might as well mountain looting right now, I think. I don't need these tap lands. Another strands is perfect. I think I'll maybe just chump again. Again, I'm fine with them gaining infinite life here. Because I can eventually just win. I can eventually just find Dawnbringer Cleric. And then dealing like 60 damage to them, I don't think is going to be a problem. There it is. And they should concede to this, I think. I guess I just wait on Ephemerate. Because if they play like a trampling thing, I'm going to want to kill that most likely. And then if I don't have to do anything, yeah, I just Ephemerate this. I think this matchup is really, really good for Boros. Even have the Electricity as well. But just going up to quad Dawnbringer Cleric, 2 Stonehorn Dignitary, 4 Prismatic Strands. It's just so much. Hey, bud. Want to come hang out? See if we can get Lose up here. All right, we got Lose. Good boy. You gonna hang out? Finish up this league? He's like flopping over. Okay. Come here. Yeah, the Irration Cleric is because a 1/3 is a pretty good blocker, and the red decks aren't going as wide in general. So that's the reasoning. They're mostly playing like more 2 drops and more burn spells and less of like the Kuldotha rebirths and stuff. Um, just thinking if I want like a journey over a bolt or something, but I don't think that I do. Bolt is pretty bad too, but yeah, let's just do this. Again, I think this matchup is really, really good. All right, hand's a little awkward, but definitely a keep. Turn 1 tap land, turn 2 looting, then garrison most likely. We have a strands that we can discard. We got a good boy here. Do they have the turn 1 hexproofer? They do. See what they can do to us. Abundant growth into Ethereal. Nope, just attack for 1. Nice. That's a great draw. Looting. I think discard strands. Seems great. Next turn we can play bridge, cleansing wildfire the bridge. Just gotta make sure that we don't cleansing wildfire our own garrison. Their draws have not been very good so far. Sentinel's Eyes, sure. Ledgewalker. We find a Electricity here? No, that's fine though. Let's just get more mana. Next turn, we can go like pup plus wildfire and then have strands up. All right, they have a 5/5. Stonehorn Dignitary is great. Let's go pup. Land is good. Wildfire. Could have wildfired them, I guess, but I think I just want more mana. Whole Ephemerate, let's go. I can't block this. But I can just cast Prismatic Strands and then start Stonehorn Dignitary looping with Ephemerate, which, considering I have doubles of everything, should do it. All right, so I'll just cast Strands and then Ephemerate my dog here. It's kind of a weird journey, but maybe just to get more power. Pro green. And then Ephemerate. Sick. Rancor. 0 cards in hand for the opponent. This is exactly where we want to be. Yeah, now we just start Stonehorning. Dignitary. You skip your combat step. Then I think I just want even more mana. I'll get a mountain this time. There's the Dawnbringer as well. Plus we can discard another Strands. I got Lose Sleepy on my lap here, so that's definitely a good luck charm. All right, I mean, even if they drew like the fight spell, the bite spell right now, I think we can just beat that anyway. Let's go get Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Stonehorn. He'll do it. And then Dawnbringer as well. Destroy this enchantment that makes their thing huge. And now just continue to loop on Stonehorn and or Dawnbringer Cleric. It's like a nightmare matchup for them for sure. Okay. Just start assembling the loop here. Another Dawnbringer Cleric. Just destruction, yeah. Nice. That is probably like the best matchup I can think of with this deck. I've almost lost it before too, because they can have some pretty insane draws where they have like they had like a 6/4 first strike on turn 2 or something, hexproof, but just with Stonehorn Strands and Clerics, it's just pretty easy to stay alive. Like all you need to do is just like even if you're at 2, as long as you can start Strandsing or Stonehornsing like on that turn, you buy so much time and then you just start chaining them and then eventually win. So sweet, 4-0. Let's go for the back-to-back 5-0s. All right, 4-0 with Boros and It. Our record's insane overall. We're 18-1 right now with the deck. Let's mulligan this 0-land hand. Oh man, this is close. No indestructible land. I think we're gonna keep though. Maybe Cleansing Wildfire will be good on their lands. Maybe we're on the draw. Maybe we draw an indestructible land. I'm gonna keep. If we draw an indestructible land, this is very good, and maybe Cleansing Wildfire will be good in this matchup to use on our opponent. Worst case, we can also cycle one of these. Oh, Navigator's Compass? No, I don't think we want that because that is it doesn't draw a card. Is this deck good? I think it's good. You tell me. All right, looks like our opponent conceded. Maybe they didn't want to show off their deck. I always like to show off my decks. You know, that was a hard trophy match, but I persevered. I played pretty well. I played pretty well that match.
Listen, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and you finished in style.
You know what I'm saying, lad?
Stop.
I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out. Hey, I take that all day.
That was sick. Okay. Trophy. Easy. Now, post-deck discussion. Deck is perfect. Can't be better. No changes. Okay. Real deck discussion is... I was talking about this with chat before round 5 started. Off recording for YouTube. But the biggest problem with the deck is what I'll start with. And as you saw in a lot of those matches, our opening hands were really sketchy. They were clunky. They had bad mana. A lot of times our hand was like plains, Cleansing Wildfire. Even in that last draw, our hand was mountain, Cleansing Wildfire. That's not a good draw. There was other instances where we had, like two red sources and then white cards in our hand. You can't really keep those either. We need to play all these indestructible lands, but we can only really play 4 duels, and then we're cheating and playing a 5th duel that's not indestructible land. So I don't want to go lower than 9 indestructible lands. Darksteel Citadel doesn't add colored mana. There's no other indestructible lands that add red and white mana. So the only other way to get more dual lands, more multicolor lands in the deck would be to play more tap lands. Somebody from chat did suggest playing Ash Barrens, and I think that could be a good suggestion. I would be worried about playing like 3 or 4 Ash Barrens because then it makes your opening hands even more sketchy. But I do like the idea. So I'm going to try 1 Ash Barrens. I just don't want to see like an opening hand with multiples ever. Or like even Plains Ash Barrens isn't necessarily that good. But I do like the idea of like even going like Red Bridge, play Ash Barrens, play Cleansing Wildfire to fix your mana, just as another untapped land that kind of fixes our mana a little bit. So that's the best thing that I can think of, but I think that's just going to be a downside of the deck. You get a lot of power and consistency being a 2-color deck overall with this strategy, but I think your mana is just going to be bad, and there's not that much you can do about it without playing more tap lands, which slows you down. Okay. With that out of the way, I think the deck is fantastic. I like a lot of the numbers in the deck. I think 4 Paladin is good. 3 would be fine, but I like 4 because they're good in multiples because stepping through the dungeon faster is good. And then if you ever hit Throne, hitting another Paladin is usually like the best thing to hit. So I like 4 Paladin there. Double Palace Sentinels has felt good. I could see cutting a Stonehorn Dignitary. So going down to 1 Stonehorn. I'm not sure what you would want to replace it with. Maybe the 4th Lightning Bolt. One late to dinner, don't go two. I think one is totally fine. Two elementalist, solid. I don't really want more than that either. We don't have that many spells, but we do want to loop a fair amount, similar to blue white evoke. I think two is the correct number there. Uh, Four strands is a must. This card is like the reason to play the deck right now, honestly. So well positioned. Strands is just so good. Like you can see, we only are playing two looting as a way to discard strands, but that's fine. Sometimes we can discard it to hand size, but a lot of the time we just want to cast it because it's that good in the meta right now. Four overseer, love it. Three companion has also felt like a good number. They're not that impactful, but they bridge you to the mid game. Where when you see your opening hand of like Ruthvale, Bridge, Mountain, Companion, keep it every time. It just like does what it's supposed to do. It's good with ephemerate. It's exactly what we want. Sure, you could play the fourth one, but I would honestly play like probably the third Dawnbringer. That could be a reasonable cut. Like cut Stonehorn Dignitary, play third Dawnbringer Cleric main. This is just so good against red, and it has a lot of utility outside of that, just killing enchantments mostly. So that would be a reasonable include or another removal spell. But honestly, I think I would just keep it the same. I like the Electrickery. Got to remember to side it out. We messed that up in the league, but overall, yeah, sideboard feels good. Maybe for a bigger tournament, more affinity hate in the sideboard. Maybe a couple of revoke existences could trim a pyro or a breath weapon for like two revokes. Um, could also trim like pyro breath weapon for like revoke and another gain life spell because those red decks, man, they can still beat you. And there's not that much you can do about it. But I think that's all the points I have on this deck. Thank you so much for watching this league. This was really fun. It was really fun to be back. Hopefully, I can do more streams in the near future, but not guaranteed. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube.com/snapbolt. Till next time. Peace.